What's happening, you guys? It has been a little while since we've done that little Habs news video because we got some news. We got a contract signing, right? And no, it's not Cole Caufield yet. We'll get to an update on his contract talks in a second. But Michael Pezzetta, the Pez dispenser himself, the lettuce man, whatever you want to call him, one of our fan favorites from this season, a guy who scored a very fun and awesome shootout goal that won the game for the Canadiens against the Sabres. Yes, I was there. Thank you very much. But regardless, Pez gets himself a little bit of a raise as he gets a 2-year, one-way deal with the Montreal Canadiens, $812,000, $812,500 per season for the next 2 seasons for Michael Pezzetta. I think I got that all correct this time. Last season, in another rebuilding season for the Habs, Pez had his most games played as a Montreal Canadian or as an NHL player in general, with 63 games played, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points, a career high for Michael Pezzetta, 77 penalty minutes, a -4, which is not too bad considering how many games he played, the changes in line mates that he had with all the injuries that the Canadiens had, made way an opportunity really for Pez to take advantage and get more ice time, find himself, as he mentioned in his interview just today, about finding a new role for him on the penalty kill, which is also another asset to his game that he'll be able to continue to bring to the Habs for the next 2 seasons. Pez is 25 years old, only 114 games played in the NHL total thus far. And like I mentioned, last year was his best one so far. 7 goals, 8 assists for those 15 points, like I mentioned. But, you know, it's nice to see that he gets rewarded for the hard work that he's put in. You never see the guy take a shift off. He's scrappy. He can hit. He can fight. He can, as he mentioned, get some better puck touches, and he wants to get more of those on the offensive side of the puck, no matter who his line mates are. So the fact that they're rewarding him the way that they are, it shows the hard work pays off. I know he's not going to play in all 82 games in the regular season, but he's definitely a guy that you need. The Canadiens remain with some sandpaper having him in the lineup. He's a spirited guy. He plays with not necessarily a chip on his shoulder, but he has to earn everything he's got, and he has so far, and the Canadiens have rewarded him. I like seeing it. I love seeing that goal in Buffalo when he rode the stick like Tiger Williams. I did not expect that celebration, but man, it was fun to be there live. And now it's a career highlight for Michael Pezzetta, and actually really a video highlight that Canadiens fans are going to remember forever. All right, on to Tony Marinello and the Sick Podcast releasing this update on the status of Cole Caufield. Now, what I do want to say off the top is why I think this information from Tony may be able to be trusted is because Tony seems to have a relationship either with Cole Caufield's agent or somebody that knows his agent, or I believe it's somebody near Cole Caufield's hometown. And the reason I say that is because it was actually from Tony Marinero's mouth that we found out that Cole Caufield was going to make his NHL debut against the Calgary Flames 2 years ago in early 2021 before the Habs went on their crazy Stanley Cup playoff run. That information was correct coming from Tony, so he does seem to have sources connected to Cole Caufield that mention that at the present moment, this could be good news for Habs fans, and I think it definitely is in terms of the AAV that they're looking to establish on Cole Caufield's contract. It will not apparently be more than Nick Suzuki's $7.87 million or so, and they're looking currently to have this deal be around the 7 or 8 year mark. Again, assuming that this information is accurate from Tony Marinero. I know that he's been doing well on his podcast lately. Tony's been in the business a long time, over 20 years. So I think we can trust some information. And good for Tony if he gets the story out first, because why the heck not? He's doing good things in the Sick Podcast. You're a subscriber probably if you're watching my channel. And if you're not, I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, either way, this is information that likely seems to be coming from a legitimate source. So in that regard, you guys see him up here. He's up on the wall. Cole Caufield's up there, and we're getting closer and closer to a deal, which is only good news. Before, I didn't want to make any videos on potential offer sheets. I think that talk is crazy. I don't think there was any and going to be any room for any realism to manifest in terms of an offer sheet, because the Canadiens most definitely are going to sign Cole Caufield before. I was going to say long before, but they're definitely getting closer, it sounds like, and they're going to sign him before July 1st, when an offer sheet could have been tendered to Cole Caufield or any other restricted free agent for that matter. If you guys have been following this channel since I rebranded to Drew Deeks, you guys know how excited I've been about Cole Caufield, and I had to tone down my excitement, it seemed like, when he actually arrived with the Montreal Canadiens. And you know what? Good reason for it. You see Cole Caufield and Nick Suzuki jerseys everywhere nowadays. But the fact that we're going to have Suzuki and Cole Caufield locked up long-term for a very reasonable average annual value on Caufield's new contract is a very encouraging sign for Habs fans, knowing that we're going to rebuild, not making the same mistakes that certain teams have made in overpaying their forwards, namely 4 forwards or whatever. This is just not the mold. This is not the model the Canadiens, Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes, are going to go with to try to build this team. They're going to do it right. They're going to pay these guys what they feel they deserve, but also going to pay them enough that there's room to be able to pay other guys so we can have a strong enough team to contend for a Stanley Cup year after year after year. All right, I got to talk about another guy on this wall over here. Right where my thumb is, that's where it is. Owen Beck and the Peterborough Petes have advanced to the semifinals of the Memorial Cup. And to be honest with you, I didn't find out about that until just before recording this video. But Owen Beck setting up the winning goal to send the Petes to the next round into the top 3, or I guess top 2 once another team is eliminated. But either way, Owen Beck and the Peterborough Petes, not looking so good at the beginning of this series, now are moving on to the semifinals on a great play set up by Owen Beck, drawing 2 defenders to him. He drops it back to his wingman. He buries it, and the Peterborough Petes are moving on. You might have seen a tweet from one of my new friends, Alex from Habs Fan TV, suggesting that if Owen Beck keeps this up, he might find himself on the Montreal Canadiens next year. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think best case scenario, he plays in Laval, and then maybe he gets a look with the Habs again. But I do think that another year in junior would be best for Owen Beck, just for him to maybe dominate and really up his point totals, and just another year of solid development, building his body, building his game, and then getting himself to the pro level for good whenever he is fully ready to be there. All right, you guys, it's always fun to jump on here when there's actually some Habs news to talk about. That's one of my favorite videos to make on this channel. It's been a while since I've been able to do that, right? So congrats again to Michael Pezzetta signing the 2-year extension with the Montreal Canadiens. We are hopefully days away from Cole Caufield signing his extension, which will solidify him in the Canadiens' top 6 for the next several years. I'm looking forward to making that video so we can finally get that done and out of the way, and then focus on the draft and who we're going to pick at 5th overall. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're liking this channel. Don't be shy. Hit the buttons, guys. I appreciate the support, and we'll see you real soon.